Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Momin at Momin's Art. Today, it's the last class in between the winter and the spring session. It's just uh, mostly a random classes. There's no fix or sequence of these classes. So this would be the last class. I will be discussing basic information about the watercolor. So it's more like a kind of recap, and I will introduce some of my notes for the upcoming classes, which I prepare recently. I change some of those my notes. I will show you which I the classes I teach in Richmond Hill and with City of Toronto. So I will share those notes, and basically I will discuss those notes with you also in initial 10-15 minutes, and then I'll do certain some very simple watercolor, very simple. You can easily render in very short time if you know how to lay down the washes, how to blend colors, how what is a flat wash, what is gradient wash, what is a very gradient wash. So these and how to lift colors, how to keep the white of the paper. I will discuss quickly in this class, and then I will move on. Let me check everything is working fine before I proceed with the class. Let's get this. Let's check. Okay, so I'm gonna change the thumbnail later on. Okay, all good now. So let's start the class. Okay, and I will be putting some images which I saved it, and let's talk about first talk about the mixing colors. So this is the some very simple notes I prepare for my upcoming classes. Like I say, I mentioned. So everybody should understand before you jump on the any type of medium you're working with watercolor, or you do acrylic, you do oil. If you are dealing in colors, that you should understand these the primary colors, the three color, red, blue, and yellow, and then how to mix these primary colors to get the secondary color. There is more extension to it, but I don't want to go too deep because I want to keep it very simple and very concise. So otherwise, it would be a little bit more advanced class. Although you can try, let's say you mix red and yellow and you get an orange color. You mix red and blue, you get a purple color. If you mix more blue, you get more red, you get a little bit brownish gray color. Yellow plus blue is a green color. And if you mix all three colors, blue, yellow, and red, it will give you a neutral tint, which is a gray color, right? And you can mix your own gray colors. You don't need to buy a tube or get another tube. You can mix your own grays. You have all the colors. If as long as you have red, blue, and yellow, you can have green, purple, orange, and a gray color. By just mixing these colors, but sometimes you need more color. Like, let me just take this off from the screen. So as you can see in my palette, I have some viridian green here and some little bit the lilac here. So once you are at this stage that you said, I want to go more, I want to do a little bit more advanced stuff, then you consider getting all these pigments, right? And then you try see what is the effect of those pigments in your painting. Does it change anything? Do you like it? Very palette is very personalized, right? Like what color, some people like bright colors, some people like very soft colors. They don't want too much contrast in your painting. It's all depends, right? But in initial initial stages, I would recommend keep all these two four primary colors, the cadmium red, cadmium yellow, and any blue color would be fine. French ultramarine, ultramarine, cobalt blue. But I would suggest if you are starting out, uh, let's say recently, and you're looking for colors, you should get cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, Prussian blue. You know what? I will make a list. Actually, I'm gonna make a list and I will post it on my Instagram page so you can go and uh, see on the Instagram page. So anyway, let's get the other image. I'm gonna go quickly because I don't wanna take so much of your time because this class is only 1 hour. Okay, so I discuss about the colors and let me go with the color mixing. Mixing is done. And let's talk about the light now. Actually, light is the most important. So this is another part of the notes, that how you create the contrast and the depth in your painting by controlling the light. You can see there's a shadow, the gray shadow. I mix this information basically is all coming from how to mix colors, like how to blend colors on wet onto wet, right? Sometimes you working on the wet on dry, or sometimes you work on the wet into wet. So mostly these spheres are done by wet into wet. So let me get take out this from the screen, and I want to put the other one. Actually, that was the I was planning to put the washes first, right? Washes are the most important, actually. So these are the washes, right? And you should understand what is flat wash, what is gradient wash, what is very graded wash. So these are the washes you should uh, practice to achieve that type of wash, right? Like a flat wash, there's no space, there's no white. It's very soft, very even wash, right? There's nothing in between somewhere. So you should train yourself before you go and start painting a watercolor. And this one, the second one, is the more like a gradient wash, dark upside on the top, and then you slowly fade away. I mix some sepia colors to just to show how to change the consistency of the some bright colors. So the red can be go so much red, and then you will stop. So you can add a gray color or a blue color or brown color to change the consistency of the red color, so it will become a dark color. So not go into the variegated wash. This is a more like a blending where it's more like a wet into wet, right? Like you blending colors right on the painting. Let's say you put a blue, then you put a yellow, and it turns into green, somewhere in between, and then you put a red, and beside the yellow it get orange somewhere in between. So basically you're getting a secondary color by just putting mixing the colors on the paper. All right, if you have any question, please leave them comments down below, and I will answer your question. Okay, let's take this off, and okay, mixing done, and wash is done. Light. Okay, let's talk about the light. So see that light is coming from the first image, is the light is coming from the right side. So the highlight is there. So highlight involves a little bit gradation. So I like see that white, and then I lift some colors. I put a little bit white color also to get nice soft gradation here around this white highlight, right? You can leave it, you can just put a white spot in it, but it kind of not give you a nice look. So what happened when you put a little bit gradation here with the white color and is extended to the red, and it disappears, so it give you a nice highlight on that type of surface, that type of object. So and then I cast the shadow by mixing all three colors. I got a red, blue, and yellow, so I mix all three colors, and I got my nice gray color. I put a little bit sepia on the red to get a dark color of the extension of the red, and I left. You can, if you pay attention on the edge on the left side where the casting shadow is, I purposely a little bit. As you see that the red is not dark as in the up here where the casting shadow is. So this is a reflected light. Basically, I will explain more in the next classes. Basically, the surface where a sphere is sitting is become a reflector, and the light when they spill on the sphere, and then some light goes around the sphere and bounces back from the surface where it's sitting. Depends what type of surface it is, right? If it is a white surface, and then it will become a more effective reflector, and it reflect the light, and the light will this sphere exposed to the light from the reflection of the surface. So that's how you see a light red ring on the edge of this side, on the left side of the sphere. So same thing with this, the second image is a light is coming from the left side, a cast shadow on the right side with the mixing of all three colors, highlight here, and then the third one is the light is coming from the top. So the cast shadow is very restricted in the boundaries where the subject size is, and it's not going on the left or right because the light is coming from the top. Okay, let's just take this off, and so these are the information you should understand before you go and you draw up something and you start working on something. You should understand all these basic things, right? Mixing colors, and again, the drawing and sketching another part that you should understand before you go into. I don't want to go too much of a detail here because I always uh, stress on the drawing and sketching part, because drawing and sketching part is the most important, right? Like before you go into the color. So whatever I showed you, the slides on the screen, is because you're working in the color. It's not about the drawing and sketching, but once you're working on the drawing and sketching, then before you go do the sphere in a color, you should do in black and white and see what's going on. See, I do a nice circle, and I put some light, I mean the dark in it. I expose to the light so it become dark, and this is a, so it's sitting on a surface. Let me do a quick demo in a black and white and a monochrome so you will understand. And then the cast shadow. The cast shadow, cross shadow, and the, you see that right here, this is a reflected light. So what happened when the light is coming from here, it goes around and it goes to the surface and bounce back, and it will lit up this subject from here also. So this is how the reflected light works. So I just want to add up so you guys can understand like what exactly I'm talking about, right? This is a highlight, right? And this is a cross shadow here, right? And this is the highlight, I mean the reflected light, sorry, whatever you name, they call reflected light. So whatever the light is bounces back, and it lit up the subject from this side also. Okay, so let's go, and today I will be performing a very simple painting for the class, because this, I'm assuming this is would be the last class in between the spring and winter and spring. So let me put down some of those paintings I want to share with you. I did it maybe like 2-3 years ago, these painting. And first of all, this is the painting, very simple watercolor. You don't need to do a drawing or sketching in this type of painting. A simple painting. And let's put the other one with the painting number 2. Okay, here. This is another one. Simple painting, but it requires a little bit sketching and drawing on the board. Okay, let's take this off, and I will choose one of the paint. I will try. I'm gonna show you actually something else also, and so this is another very simple painting, more loose, more wet into wet. If you want to try that, if you don't want to go involved in the light or the drawing and sketching, these are the paintings for you. So you don't need to do a lot of work before you. There you go. That's another painting. And actually, I have another thumbnails for the paintings I did for the class here. There you go. Okay, let's take this off from the screen here. So these are the paintings I did, like on. Let me just make it enlarge. So and I will go through with everything so this is the first one I did, right? Very simple, which I will do today. I'm gonna do a four section of the of this paper, and I will show you how to do these type of paintings. And let's go put the other one. This is the other one, right? I put a straight. I mix red and cadmium red and any blue color. I get a nice purple color, and then I put a little bit kind of moon crescent, and then I put some stargazing also. So this is another type of painting that we can do very small, very short amount of time. I'll show you actually. Let's take this off and. Okay, this is the other one. The just a green. I put a green wash, mix my yellow and blue, and I put a green wash straight. Even wash, you don't need to do anything special here. And yes, I put a green wash, and then I put a sepia color on the maybe on the 30% of the fore. I kept the foreground a little bit shallow, and I get more sky and put some white color, create some clouds, and then I put a line here in the by the mountains, and I drag my brush, my light brush, and create a reflection in the water. So that the foreground is become a water, and then the sky, you can see that I create some cloud. Here, this is the last one. Let me enlarge this one. This I like this one actually. This one. Mm, Hold on, let me just enlarge it so you guys can see better here. This is the one. This another one, very simple. You can use any other color. You can use blue color. You can use a yellow ochre. You can use a cadmium yellow, but needs to be a little bit dark color so these birds can be exposed over the dark color. As I explained earlier in my classes, that whenever you're introducing a white object, you should be doing on the dark surface, otherwise it will blend into the white and it won't expose too much. So you see that on these mountains, if it's so dark, right? If I put a white patch here or white dot, it will show right away. It brings so much contrast because the space is already dark on the background. So all right, okay. So and the other thing, the last thing, and then I will start doing the painting. Okay, this is the book I have in my. I did that book like 2 3 years ago, more than 3 years ago. It's a very comprehensive handwritten book. Let me try see if I can put some pages of my book so you guys can see what it looks like. That's a page. I designed this page, the front page of my book. And let me just go grab some of these pages. Okay, let's go here. This is a good one. The last page, and I want to share with you guys. So if somebody needs that book, you can go on my Instagram page and please send me your email, and so I can share that book with you. Okay, it's free. It's no charge anything involved in that this book, so you can get it for free. Let me get this book one. Okay, here. So this is the last page of that book, right? It explains everything you need to start a watercolor. It don't. The only thing is I didn't put in the book in my painting step by step, which I'm gonna include maybe in the coming months. I will be adding some more pages at that book. This is a page number 8. This is the last page. You can see that I explained the brush types. I see how to break down. It has some information about the drawing and sketching also. So how to get the shape into the art form, and how to draw organic and geometrical shapes, what brushes, what palette do you need. This is the palette everybody should have. That this is the palette I was talking initially, that you have to have that type of palette. This is the basic palette you everybody should have when they starting a watercolor or any other medium like oil or acrylic. This is the palette you should have. Okay, and then there's some supplies: the palette, the paper towel, and then two razor wire, for one for cleaning the brush, one mixing the colors. Then the paper type, a roll or block, and then the masking tape, and the board explained here on the bottom right side that you need a board to fix your paper, and then your hair dryer. So, and some, I think this is a pencil and a razor. This is all you need basically for starting a watercolor. If you and get a decent brush and get decent paint also. Don't just buy a very less expensive brushes or color. You won't get that watercolor feel, right? Paper, you need to get 100% cotton paper, rough surface. If you like, you can get a smooth surface. You can get 100% cotton in hot press also. So depends what type of I would recommend for starting out. You should have a paper rough surface, a little bit rough surface, cold press, 100% cotton, and start with a 90 pound or 120 pound, because you're not going to do a big painting. So 90-pound paper would be okay. It won't buckle up once you put a water. Let's say this size is this is 120 pound, right? So you can use a 90-pound paper for this size of painting. It won't unless if you're putting a lot of water in your painting, then it will become a challenge for you. So let's take this off from the screen, and we'll start the class quickly. Okay, I got this. Let me take this off. Okay, here, the image. Okay, let's start the painting. Okay, I will be doing a very simple watercolor. So one, and I will dissect my paper into four. If I have, I think I can finish, but if I don't finish, but I will give you the most of the information you needed today. So I have palette. I got some French ultramarine sitting here, right? You can use that color, or you can use any other color to mix to start those painting, right? And I have to grab my hair dryer. So let's start from here. It's easy for me to uh, work from here. So this is the very flat wash, right? There's no gradient or anything. I'm putting a flat wash all the way down, dry, wet onto dry. There's no, I didn't put any water or anything, using my dragger brush. That's a Fabriano cold press paper, 100% cotton, 120 pound, and the brush is made by Rosemary and Co. It's a, I believe, is a 5x6. It's all gone. I use it so much. So this is the dagger brush I use all the time, as you can see on my painting, because it gives you a nice tip, right? You can use a very fine work with this, right? And you can use with the big washers also, like that. So this is these brushes, if I'm kind of, sometimes I get lazy, I don't want to pick up the other brush, so it works really good for me for both the small work and the and the big washes. But when you're doing a bigger painting, then you probably require some of those mop brushes, like that that mop brush. So I I don't want to use this brush here. It's too not too big. It's just a little bit bigger to control the washes here on that type of work. So very small. Okay, done. I done with this, right? First wash, you can spread a little bit more if you want. You can go here and there and just leave it. You don't want to go too much on this wash, right? Otherwise, it will become a problem for you or become a challenge for you. Okay. If you want more contrast, more intensity, or you can go put some more French ultramarine, make it energize your painting by putting get some more contrast because you still have a lot of plenty of water on the paper, right? So you can go put some more blue, more color on it, and get your painting more darker, right? Build more contrast to it. Okay, I'm gonna leave here. Okay, I don't want to do too much, otherwise it'll be a challenge. Okay, so let's get some raw sienna. I would say let me clean my palette because I have some raw sienna here. Let's use the raw sienna, and I will put some raw sienna here. Be careful. See that you. This is the time you practice this, right? You not mixing the color. Otherwise, what happened? That blue, the French ultramarine will mix with the raw sienna, and it will create a little bit problem for you. So this is the time you practice how to keep the colors into the boundaries. You don't want to go into the other color unless you really want to mix the colors here right on the paper. Then you can practice more to get this color mixing right on the paper, which is I'm gonna do actually here. This is a more like a flat type of painting, two flat painting, right? Let's go evenly distribute the color all the way down on the paper. That's what you have to do. And try not to go into the other painting. Practice this also. So you'll be trained for the bigger paintings, not just working on always on a small painting. Well, this is basically training you uh, for the bigger painting, basically. Just put this way. So this is your practice work. I put some more raw sienna here, right? To get more even wash on the painting here. Okay, so this is the basic primary colors, right? I mean, not a primary color. This is the primary color, the French ultramarine, ultra blue color, and then I put some yellow ochre and I mean, sorry, raw sienna, and now I'm gonna mix a cadmium red. I put some cadmium red here. Let's get some previous painting colors. Get some blue color, French ultramarine, and get a nice purple color. There you go. And I will do a gradient wash here. Actually, let's get some more French ultramarine, get a nice purple color. So I will put a little bit more dark color on the top, dry on wet on dry. No, I didn't put any water because I need to work a little bit. I have to be a little bit careful because I don't want to get these colors into the other painting. So here I wash my brush, I take out all the pigment, and now I'm putting a little bit water against this edge of this wash. So see that too much water I put, so I can take it off, and this is more like a gradient wash. If you think too dark, you can bring it down, but you don't want to be too much because otherwise it will be the purpose will be lost, right? It won't be a gray. It will be more like a flat wash. So here, let's clean the brush again and then lift some color so it will become a nice gradient wash, right? Here. Okay, done. So this is like a gradient wash. If you want to go more, you can mix more uh, darker type of purple color, and you can put right here on the top if you need a more contrast or more dark color on on your painting. Then you can put a little bit dark color here like that. But I wouldn't be worried about too much, because what happened when you put, if it this wash is start drying and you put a little bit more loaded brush or with water or something, then it will become a challenge for you. It will create some texture or cauliflower, whatever you call it, and it will be a little bit problem for you. So now the last painting I will do, I will put some, let's take this off. There's some water on the yellow ochre, because the paper, see, the paper is buckling, is swelling, right? So what happened, this wash is coming back. Yeah, I will show you actually. So the wash is coming back and it leave this space, and it create a little bit boundary here, which is because the raw sienna is more like a more opaque, right? And it create a little problem here, and I try to fix it, and I create a little bit white patch here. So these are the things you should consider, because if heavy paper, if you're using 120 pound, 200 pound, or better yet 300 pound would be too thick. But if you're using a 200 pound paper, it's very less chance this will happen, because it kind of, I put so much water, it, so all that's four corners, it kind of a bubble. Let me show you actually, if you guys can see what I'm talking about. See that here? The line is kind of a not straight, right? At the edge of the blue and the yellow, it's kind of a curve. So that's what is explained, that it has a little bit is kind of swelled up, right? Okay, so let's get this. The last one is blending. I will put some. I will mix little bit cadmium yellow and cadmium orange. Mix my nice orange color, or you can put some purple color on the top if you want. You can put some purple color. Make sure that it won't go into the other painting. That is the beauty. That's a watercolor, so you practice that and make sure this won't go into the other color. So I get some more dark color. I put a little bit blue color into my mix, the purple mix, and you get a nice dark purple color. So that's how you change the consistency of the color, right? And change the nature of the color, whatever you call. So here I got soft edge, right? I'm gonna pick up some orange color, which I mixed earlier, right? And I will put some orange color, right? Wet into wet, blending colors on the paper. You're not doing any special thing. Just get some more yellow, cadmium yellow, put some here. Let it blend with the orange color if you want. This is the all very graded wash. Flat wash, gradient wash, and this is a very graded wash. That's how you mix colors on the paper. I'm doing a dry, wet and dry. You can do wet into wet. You can put some water first, because the paintings are so small. I'm not worried about putting a water in there, and I'm just using the water from the brush to soak the paper and get this even. Sorry, there's a mark here which I cannot control. This is from the previous painting. Here, okay, you, if you want, you can put some little bit more cadmium red here. If you want to blend, you'll be more excited, and you said I want to blend more color, so you can put cadmium red. But be careful, because cadmium red are kind of a little bit more intense color, so you don't want to get in trouble, right? Here, and let it blend. If you push too much, then what happened, it creates a problem for you. So leave it, let the watercolor works for you, and all you have to do, just don't mix too much. If you mix too much, this will become a gray or a purple color or a grayish purple color, this what happened. You won't get that nice yellow or kind of a cadmium orange or this type of colors in between. If I try to mix so much and try to fix my problem on the paper, it will become a problem, right? So you don't want to mix. That's what happened with people when they mix too many colors and on a painting and they try to make it work. It will become a problem and it will become a kind of a little bit grayish painting at the end. Okay. Now done with the big brush, right? I'm gonna grab the small brush, my small dagger brush. I have to find where's my here. I can see in the camera. So here, okay, now I will do whatever paintings I did before. Let me show you again where the thumbnails are here. So these are the paintings we're gonna do. All right. One of the paintings, if you want, you can go with the other one. This you can do this one, or you can do this one, whatever you like, right? That the yellow one, I can do this one. Then the purple one, I can do that one. This one, I can do purple, right? Here, I can do the purple one, just like that. And the green one, it's up to you if you want to do the green one. I can do green one, either of them. And the last one, this one I would do on the blue wash, right? Okay, so let's take this off from the screen. Let's start with the blue one, right? And okay, so now you need a nice dark color. So what I can do, I can go with my sepia color, right? Very dark brown color. So I have this cadmium yellow orange mix. Don't let it go. Just mix with the sepia color, because what happened, the dark colors consume the light colors and you won't change the consistency of a sepia. Just putting a little bit light colors in it. So let get the use of it instead of wiping it off and wasting the colors, right? So here I get some French ultramarine, get a nice dark gray color, right? And I will put on the yellow ochre one, which we're gonna do this one with the board, right? So let me check here, see how much. Yeah, so the wash is kind of drying, right? So I will go erect these mountains. If you want, you can make it more shallow. The wash is still wet, right? That's not dry yet, but I can work. I can do some small work here. It's not uh, mixing colors on the paper because it's almost like kind of a dry, right? Here you can put a little bit mountain extension here, the range of mountain. And I will grab some more French ultramarine, get a nice dark color, and I will put some on the edge. Just put a little bit droplets, like create some texture on these mountains. And now, if you need more more uh, texture, more, you can put some little bit cadmium orange, get some cadmium orange from the straight from the tube, and you can put drop a little bit here and there, and you get a nice texture on these mountains. You don't need to be very precise, just put a, or you can do you can lift some colors also and create some texture. I'll show you actually. Let me zoom in. So let me zoom in and just focus on this painting. So be careful here because I have a problem. Let me take my keyboard off from here. All right, here. There you go. So see that nice black color of blending because there was a little bit wet on the paper. So you don't worry about this. Just let it work. You can fix it. If you try to fix these problem right now, it will become a challenge for you. So here, see that I dropped some cadmium orange here. I'm not worried about this. It's okay. It happens, right? But if you worry too much and try to fix this problem, then it will become a challenge for you, and maybe turns out good when it's dry, right? So you just leave it, let it work. Wash is working in the background, and when you finish here, you can go back and work on that problem, whatever you created. So now I put some mountains, right? I can put some a little bit kind of little. Let's put a boat here. I like to draw a boat, so here let's put a boat here. Let's make a seascape or something without water. We're not gonna introduce a water here. Okay. As a sketch a little bit because you need a little sketch, and I take some sepia color straight from the tube, make the mass of this board just for the composition a little bit, not too much. If you do too much, then it will show. And then I will put a little bit dark color right underneath the this edge of the board, so it create more depth, and the trim of the board also, like a little bit dark color. So, and that's it. You don't want to do too much, otherwise. Or you can go a little bit further. You can work on later on, but at this stage, just put a little bit and leave it. So I'm assuming the light is more like not a coming from, it's more even light, right? So it create a little bit shadow here, and I will keep my brush a little bit wash lighter. I will keep some water in my color, and then I will put some little bit light type of shadow here, not too dark. So there you go. This painting is done, right? You can go and now see the problem here. I will grab some white color, right? You can grab some poster color, which I use all the time. I explained in my previous videos. If you don't have one, you can go grab this color, and I'm taking some white color straight and put some water. You can take out some color and put on the palette. I don't put on the palette because when it mix on the with other colors, it create a little bit challenge for me, so I tend not to create that. I just pick it up from the jar itself, and I try to keep it clean as much as possible. I don't put too much other colors mixing with the, so here a little bit here, and that's it. So the painting is almost done, right? I have the white color, so I can put some birds here if you want. Always see that if I put a bird here, it won't show, it disappear. So but if you put it here in the dark color, and it will show right away because it's so wet, right? If I put a white here, it will blend into the dark color, which I don't want it, right? I just leave it, and a little bit here and there, put it in the mask. Let's clean my brush. Let's take this jar off out of my hand, and I will take off some color, right? Some color, and I will put a little bit white, so it will visible on the dark color. So because it disappear, right? Here it shows because of the light surface, but here because it was dark and it disappears. So what do? You just put a little bit white uh, edge, and it will start showing. It will show you from here to here, which it doesn't do. It doesn't look too bad, right? Creating a effect of more depth into your painting. So done. Okay, this painting is done. I put a moon here a little bit. If you want, you can go, you can do more. You can put some water here. Let's say I would put a little bit water here because this wash is dry, and I will put a little bit dark here to get this problem solved, and I will put some wet into dry, and I will put some clouds here, a little bit more wet. I loaded up my brush with the little bit water, and you can do this also. You can just create a nice effect of the little bit dark cloud, not too much, right? And that's it. Let's put some more here and on the top, and let's bring it down a little bit. a little bit more here just to create more composition for the helping my composition. There you go. So this one painting is done. Now let's go to the other one. We need a lot of white color on this one. So I will go grab my white color as usual. My dagger brush, small dagger brush, I think is a 1/4 inch, I believe, and get a nice juicy white color, and I will start putting some seagulls here. That's it. Then not too much, just put a little bit seagulls here. You need to know how to draw seagulls. If you don't know, you can grab you can go and get some pictures and learn how to draw seagulls, like with a brush, with a pencil, or so I'm working with the brush straight. I'm not using the pencil. So if you are a little bit not trained with the drawing with the brush, you can use the pencil also, and then you can erase it later on. Let's put one bird here, a little bit here, one here. Not too many, okay? Otherwise, it will be too crowded, and the purpose will be lost. A little bit here, put one here dark on the dark. Grouping is very important, so make sure that you're not overcrowding your painting, otherwise it'll be a little bit if you want, you can put a little bit hills here. If you want, you can do that also, no problem. Or you can just see the dark color I have. Like you can go put some hills here. Right? No foreground. It's a very shallow foreground. You can put a hill like that and create more, interest in your painting. Which I don't want it. I just keep it very flat and simple painting, although this is simple also. And then you go clean your why I clean my brush. Actually, I need the dark color. So here you need to be very careful. You need some dark color, but you don't need the dark color too with the watery color. So I'll go with light, very underneath these wings, and I put a little bit dark color. So because it's on the light surface, right? So I need more depth. I need to see more of these birds. So I will put underneath their wings a little bit dark color, and it create a nice depth, and it'll show more on the screen also. I mean on the painting, sorry. So here, okay, then another painting done. If you want, you can put a moon here, whatever, or you don't want to go and put another layer here, because if you put a water and try to create like we did here on this painting, then it will become a problem. So because of the white color will start blending with this water, and it create here I did very carefully. I didn't go on the moon. I put it right of the white color. If I go on the moon, it will blend in, and it will start a problem. So here, okay, the next second one. How much time we have? Okay, we don't have too much time. So here the graded wash, right? Let's go and again the white color, right? The white color, because we're gonna get some starry nights here. And let's put a moon here. Let me go here. Let's put it here. It's very hard for me to work on this type of painting because I need to focus on the screen. Here I'll put a moon here with my brush again, because there was a droplet, so I want to get under that using, and I will put, either you can do spatter, right? You can do spatter, or you can go with the stipples. You can just go create a little bit that type of star type of sky, right? You can put these, or you can go stipple also. You can go a little bit. You have to be careful. You don't want to do stipple so much, because it will go into the other painting. So you be a little bit, if you okay with that the spatter, that's fine to me. You can do spatter. A little bit more watery type of wash, so I get some more water because I need to quickly done this painting. See, it's painting in. These things takes a little bit time on your painting, but if you do a little bit more water in your brush, it'll create a nice texture in very short amount of time. And let's put some here also. A little bit big. Push the brush harder. Lift it out. Just dab, dab, dab on the brush on the paper. There you go. And I think this is too much. So here, clean your brush, right? And then you do a little bit like a star falling here. There you go. So this is another painting done, and let me clean this out of here. Distraction. So one more painting done, right? And now do the last one, right? Last one. Now the last one you can do anything you want, right? Now you can do a seascape. You can do uh, put birds in it or whatever you like. You can do with this painting. So here I will go put these mountains, and I will create some water effect, which I did in the other painting. Let's grab this from here. Let's get in a focus here. Let's put a little bit line here, right? Kind of line with sepia and French ultramarine mix. Quickly, you don't need to be very precise, or you don't need to be very accurate here. You just go quickly put this, right? And again, I can go put some birds here. Now I'm not putting a white because it's light uh, type of wash, so I will put some bird in black and create a little bit more interest in my painting. And now with the white color, I take some white color and I will put right here on the edge of this wash and create some more like a edge of this water, and then I will go grab some more dark color, mix it up my gray color, and put right here at the edge, right? I just put at the edge so I can create some more depth into my painting. And again, you go with a very clean brush and you drag your brush at the edge, and it create a nice it will become a reflection in the water like that. And you can drop that also. You can come here and leave these white spaces. You don't need to do exactly all the way down. You just go put some water here and let the wash coming down from this top one that you already did, and don't work too much. Don't stress too much here, otherwise it can create a problem for you. So here, all right. So see that nice wash? It's kind of like a feel like a water here, right? And it creating a nice granulation here, some here, and you just leave this here. Let it sit there. If you want, you can go grab some more white color, and you can put right at the edge and create more like an edge of this water and these mountains and the rocks, right? It will blend in. Don't worry about you see, okay, this is too much. You can put some water at the edge of this mark you made, and then let it blend into the other washes and create a very soft type of mark, so you don't have to worry about if it is too harsh or something. There you go. So see that this is the another painting done in very short amount of time. That's how you do thumbnails and create some painting. And now let's put some birds here at the edge of right on the top of this water. See that soon as I go into the wet surface, it will start blending. So you don't want to get that. So you working on the dry surface, so it will not blend and it give you a nice sharp marks here. So here let's put one bird here, and then create a little bit reflection in the water also here by using the brush, not like here, right? Not like here. This is too close, so it won't create a lot of shadow here. So let's get this a little bit lighter because it's getting too dark. And same, lift some colors. I will lift some colors here, there. There you go. So see that create the shadow, and you get a nice reflection of this field. Although it's orange, right? The purple, orange. It's all that sky reflection going in the water. You don't need to worry about that. Why the water is orange or purple? Because it's a reflection. That's a time of the day. It may be in the morning, or it could be in the evening. So that's how it shows. Now let's go zoom out a little bit, and then we can discuss a little bit more about these paintings, and then I will finish the class, and we will be starting in April the new fresh season with the cityscape, landscape, and the seascape. This is what we're gonna do, and please, if you need that book, you can go my Instagram page. Let me just put down that handle of my Instagram page. So let's get this. Okay, here. Let me grab the keyboard and. So I'm putting this hashtag for my. It's all the same as Instagram. You can go to the Facebook. You can go to uh, Instagram. It's all same. So okay. So this is the hashtag you can use for. I leave that uh, email or your contact info so I can send you that book. Let me just put this book page on the here, book one. There you go. So this is the book. Basically, you're gonna get eight. It's a 8 pages book, and it has all the information you need about the watercolor. Okay, so I will finish this class here, and you can see that 4 paintings done in very small amount of time, and you can do that also. But as long as you know how to work with the washes, how to blend colors, how to do a little bit of drawing and sketching on with the brush or with the pencil, you can achieve same kind of result. Let me just take this out. So this is the book basically I was talking to you, and you can just go put your contact info on my Instagram page, uh, message me, and I will send you that 8 page book. There's a free of cost. There's no charge for it. Okay, I will let's finish this video, and hopefully everybody having a good time. Spring is almost here. I mean, it's here, not on. And enjoy the rest of the weekend. And I will see you next Sunday with the watercolor class, starting new season with the three subject matter: seascape, cityscape, and a landscape. And I will start with the basic. That classes again would be beginners, for the beginners, and the intermediate watercolors. So see you next week. Take care. Thank you.